Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. I appreciate you allowing me to come into your living room or your heart and randomly rant my Dharma stuff. So thank you so much. It means so much to me, and it infuses me with life, and I hope that you get something out of it too. All right, crazy society we live in that makes it very difficult to balance workload with leisure. Productivity seems to be everything. And yet, my teacher taught me to seek the practices that are the best that you can find, model yourself after proven successes, learn what others have endured so that you're less overwhelmed by obstacles that you face, and then conduct yourself in a manner that's worthy of imitation. I'm not convinced that externals are what counts, so instead, I try to develop what I would call personal growth and inner values. And that leads me to what I would call the mythopoetic perspective. That I've liked the way certain writers have been able to encapsulate and articulate. And in a certain way, it's like they're enlightened psychologists that compete with the clergy to influence how human beings view their interior and exterior lives. So I've tried to integrate what I would think would be psychology and religion because there's a hunger for a certain kind of healing that goes beyond contact with institutionalization and the way religion has kind of co-opted aspects of the truth. God says, I'll create the truth. The devil says, good, I'll organize it. And yet, coming together with community to share awe and the miracle of life, we have to learn how to distinguish different modes of thinking, different modes of perception, and not just be absorbed into the mainstream uber culture. The sacred is close, but most people don't experience its proximity. It's easy for them to see the demonic as being close. But there's soulfulness in everyday life, in the commonplace. You have to tune yourself to see it, take time out to reflect on it. But initially, developing these qualities of the mythopoetic perspective, it's not about fixing anybody, changing anybody, adjusting anybody, making anybody healthier. It's simply an idea about finding and tapping the human potential by tranquil pondering, which means some silent reflection is absolutely necessary. Also, there's so many, there's disappearing or the disappearance of meaningful rituals in our life. The breakdown of initiation for children as they're coming into their adulthood. That's one of the things that has made it difficult for us to develop mature people. Jung says, you don't become enlightened by meditating on figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. And unless we learn how to do that, it's easy to see the moral bankruptcy that governs so many aspects of our society. But we have access to this. It's a matter of stopping, taking time out, and realizing that spirituality doesn't refer to any specific way that an indigenous people from the past or the way the organized religions of the present describe something, but there's another kind of profound quality that human beings are capable of tapping in. And without this human spirituality, which is beckoning from beyond like a homing device, how can we face our own narcissistic grandiosity in a creative and constructive way? All ancient cultures understood the danger of human ego going off the rails without any guidelines. And so there's so many opportunities for us to collaborate and bring together geniuses in different fields so that we can combine the best of artistic and scientific and technological endeavors in a systematic synthesis that favors everybody, making as much available resources to people all over the world and minimizing the amount of suffering that happens, even though suffering is part of life and we can't get rid of it, but we can minimize it, and it doesn't have to be as horrendous as it is right now if we had the political will. But we're not going to have the political will unless there's enough people who see the vision of unity and respect the diversity. Hope you find your way. 1 week from today, I'll be back with the Good for What Ails You next series of classes. I'm going to give a little riff on Bhagavad Gita as I learned it from Ram Dass back in 1974 in Europa. Hope you'll join us for that. And check out GabrielHalpern.com. A lot of free things to cherry pick, turn other people onto it. I'd love to hear from you.